I'm trying to get this at a right angle for it. That's better, I think. Yeah, that's better. Hi, Grace. Hi, Lee. Hi, Trudie. Oh, I bet that drove you a bit mad, didn't it? That moving of the camera, sorry. I thought I'd got it in the right position already, but obviously I hadn't. They're lovely. They really are. Yeah. They're quite a lot of work to colour in, but they're very mindful, which is what we want. So, how many people we've got here? 20. Hi, Susan. Hopefully we get a few more viewers. But what we'll do is I'll start anyway, because I've got a lot to do, as you can imagine. So we're looking at Trudie's new Christmas collection, and this is the first Christmas collection that Trudie's done. Hi, Annette. And Phil would have shown you a few of the, well, quickly gone through all of the stamps when he did his Facebook Live on Saturday. But this is just a bit of a closer look, and I've got a card in my head that we may or may not get to finish, but we'll at least start it. So first of all, I'll go through the actual collection. Now, the collection's based on 2 characters, and this is the first one. This is Kai, and you will see Kai pop up throughout the coming year or 2 years, however long, in different guises. So here is wearing his Christmas jumper, and he's got his doggy pal there, who's really gone into the spirit of it with his little reindeer antlers. Of course, he's got to have his bone present on there, and we've got some extras. We've got Merry Christmas, and they are 2 separate stamps, and you can see here that they are actually bigger stamps than they look on the packaging, because we have to get all the other bits and pieces in. So yeah, Merry and Christmas are separate, which is great, and little embellishments, really good size. Fills the A6, because they're A6 size stamps. And all of Trudie's Christmas collection have got a little holly in the corner. Phil's, I don't know if you remember from last year, he's got a little Santa hat in the corner of his, and that's just a really nice touch. So there's 9 stamps in that one. And then this is Kai. This time he's dressed up as the Nutcracker. And again, we've got extras on this. We've got his drums and the drumsticks. We've got some sweeties, and we've got the separate insides of your sweeties, your circular bits, so they could be used as embellishments, or you can obviously decoupage on top of the actual sweeties themselves. And you get a little mouse here as well, who looks like a bit of a cheeky chappy. He can go with some other stamps as well that are coming up, and it's quite nice to do some pattern building with the trumpet too. So again, here's a bigger one. You can see I've got my little masks in there. I'll stop showing the other side because they're all dirty, so because they're mine. Obviously this is Kai again, and this time he's the Snow Prince, and we've got some icicles on there, snowflakes. This one here I've actually used with the Tutty Designs die for my shows next week, so you have to have a look at that. Snow Prince. Then this is Heidi. Obviously Heidi's a pal to Kai, and who knows how their little relationship might blossom over the next few years. So she's in her Christmas jumper again, and she's got little putty cats as her mates, one in a box and one with a Santa hat on. And of course we've got a little fishy present, and we've got a sentiment in here as well, and you've got a corner which is really useful, and some baubles. And she is the same size. If I find Kai in his jumper here, you can see she's exactly the same size as him. This time there's no difference in the height of the girls and the boys, so I like that. Then we've got the angel, and she could also be a fairy if you like. You can actually chop her wings off quite easily, go along her arms, chop her wings off, and she's just a very, very pretty young girl with a holly crown on. And all of her accessories, or most of her accessories, are various different stars, and she's got some holly with her as well. and there's 11 stamps in there. Then you've got the Snow Princess, as you can see. It's the same face throughout. All three of the designs have got the same face, same hair, so it's because it's the same character. And she's got, you know, a snow swoosh going on there and lots of snowflakes, and that's her. Then we've got an accessory set here called Gifts Galore. Again, it's A6, and you've got a full stack of presents. And what I like about the way Trudie's done this is that you can actually cut out each individual present separately if you want to. They're not overlapping each other. So that means that you can do your own style of stacks if you want to, or you can stamp them onto pattern paper and easily decoupage them up because they're all straight lines except for the bows and obviously the bauble. You've also got 2 extra gifts as well, and you've got your fairy lights too. Good size stamp, and again you can stand Kai and Heidi next to them, and they're all in proportion. The whole I don't know why my comments aren't scrolling. Oh, there they are. The whole range has been designed so that if you're standing the Heidi and Kai characters next to them, they look like they're meant to be. You know, that you haven't got a ridiculously small Christmas tree for them to stand next to, or the presents are out of proportion. Everything's absolutely perfect. Sorry, hi everybody. For some reason my comments didn't scroll up, so thanks for joining me. Okay, so this is one of the accessory sets, and as you can see here, they're bigger than the A6, so these are A5 stamp sets. And Phil wanted these because, again, as I said, I've got my mask here, they are in proportion. So if you want to take, let's just grab a Kai that's cut out here. If you want to take one of the characters and stand them next to the tree, they're as they should be. You know, they're not, I mean, obviously if you stood him next to that would look a bit silly, but if it's a tree in the distance, it would be absolutely fine. So, like I say, this collection has been absolutely well thought out and well sized, and it's been a labour of love, absolutely. I know Phil and Trudie have worked really hard on it. So also in this one, this is Snowy, obviously your snowman, he's really cool, and you've got your little snowballs as well, and I know there's some fantastic like a snowball fight, one of the samples, and we've got some kind of icicles and here as well, so that's a really useful. Not a lot of stamps on there, there's only 8 stamps on there, but you could see from that is absolutely huge, that stamp there. It's almost 8 inches, that stamp. And then we've got the Snowy Extras, and with this one you've got your post box, which we're going to be using today. Obviously we've got birdhouse, we've got your lamppost as well with the holly going up it, and lots of extras, little letters, little birdies. Really nice set, and again everything is in proportion, so if you take the characters it's going to look absolutely fine next to them. And then also on the show, so those are all the new ones from Trudie. Also on the shows on her Chanda, Phil's popped these 2 stamp sets from last year on. So we've got the Stately Christmas Sentiments and the Stately Christmas Extras. They are while stocks last. I probably won't use them very much at all because I think by the time I get to demonstrate them, they'll be gone. So watch out for those on her Chanda. Okay, so next I'll show you my few samples that I've made, because I haven't made many. Well, just because I haven't. It's taken me a while to do them. So, oh, I don't want that bit there. Right, let's bring them in one at a time. Juggling around in my space. So this is the one that I've actually posted a YouTube video on. I didn't actually make it on the YouTube video, but I've shown you the measurements, and I've also shown you given you the measurements of the papers and the card as well, and shown you where to score and where to cut. So that's on my YouTube channel. So have a look at that. The link is on both Phil's Sentimental Yours group and also on my Facebook page as well. So if you want to have a look, you'll find that. But I do plan to demonstrate this in the 7 PM show tomorrow. So that's a shutter card, and it folds really small. I've done everything quite flat, and that's going to go in a standard C6 envelope, which is great for posting. It probably would be a large letter though, rather than just a letter. And that's obviously got Heidi and Kai on with their little extras, and we've got Snowy in there, and we've got, you know, bits from a lot of the different stamp sets. That's that one. That's on my blog today, but like I say, there's a video on it. I don't know where to put these now. I'll put it down there. Then on Monday I shared this one with the snow prints. So very, very simple card, but you can see that the fir tree, this is the largest one, is really in proportion with the snow prints. And I've got one of Phil's new Christmas sentiment coins as a sentiment there. Then this one I shared yesterday, and this is featuring the Nutcracker, as you can see, and a little bit of pattern building with the trumpet. Very, very easy to do, and one of the sentiments. And then I've popped the extras in the corner for is it a pearls, which is great for a voice card. I don't want to leave you with a blank screen, had I? There we go. Here's another one with the Nutcracker, and this is kind of one of my kind of, I don't know, random backgrounds, if you like. And here I've got some of the Christmas or seasonals, it's called, ticket tape-tastic stamps, which Phil is launching in his one-day special, which starts on Friday at 6. So because I got my shows first, didn't it again? I've got my shows first, and then Phil's got his second. Sorry, my head's not in the game at the moment. I'm sorry about leaving you the blank screen. So this is a trifold card. I'm not sure whether I've really finished this yet or not, but I haven't got any time to really finish it. So on the front we've got Kai, but this shows you that you can actually make these, each section in here could be an individual card. So you don't have to do them. Obviously, it took me a whole day to do this, so virtually. So, you know, you don't necessarily want to do this for everyone. But the width on this is, the actual image is 3 3/8 inches, because I don't do centimetres very often. So the whole width of the card is just under 4 inches wide, and then it's just over 7 inches tall. So that could be an actual small card, yeah. So obviously we've got the gifts galore in the background, and there's little tags in there. So Cat is my daughter's nickname, and obviously we've got Ed the cat because he's having that, whatever that is there. So you can write on your tags wherever you want to, and you can see that Kai's little dog is clutching his bone there in the bottom. Then on the inside, see here, I think I need to decorate that. I think I need to put another thingy in here. So here I've got the Nutcracker, and I've got the little drums cascading down. That's a card on its own. And then again, on the back, see, I could decorate that as well, which I haven't yet. Here is just a version of the earlier Snow Prince card I did, but just to show you, you don't have to actually use that fir tree in its entirety. You can just use part of it. So that could be a card as well, which is like a DL size card. So, sorry, I'm just catching up with comments. Yeah, so that could be a card on its own, but as it stands at the moment, it's a trifold. So that's that one. I remembered, and this is my last one. So I told you I haven't made many. The one we're going to do now is going to be my 7th one. So this is a gatefold card. Now this one has been a long time in the making because I didn't actually get my dies until yesterday. So this has been part made for ages. So this is obviously the angel, and this again is going to be a demonstration, but I'm going to do it in a different colour. Big glitter there. So we've got her on here, we've got fairy wings separate, we've got the eyelet ovals, which are new and launching on my show. We've got the new snowflake flurry dies, which are also new and launching on my show. This is one of Phil's sentiment coins, and he's got the eyelet circles, which are launching on his show, and at the back I've got the essential circles, double deboss essential circles, and that is back in stock from Friday as well. The papers on here are Phil's new stars and snow, paper pad, a Candy Christmas it's called. All my colouring's done mainly with the set 3 from the watercolour blending brush pens. Then on the inside, this could be a card on its own, but obviously I've decorated the inside. So this is your Snow Princess. Again, she's coordinated with the papers. This is the eyelet rectangles launching on my show. So we've got 3 new dies sets launching on the show. We've got the eyelet rectangles, the eyelet ovals, and the snowflake flurry. So this is a really special card. I might not even let Phil have this one, because normally I give him my samples when I'm finished. But I mean, they're quite time consuming, but I think it's quite special. And I will be blogging this in 2 parts on my blog starting tomorrow, so you can read all about it, and I'll be demonstrating it in different colourways, so you'll get all the info you need of that. So those are my samples. So for today, let's just show you these quickly. So just very quickly, these are the big eyelet rectangles, like I say, launching on my show. And now all the dies from Phil, the new dies, are going to be coming on a magnetic sheet, and you'll have your cover sheet on there. And all I've done is just glued my cover sheet to my magnetic sheet. I'll sort that out in a little while. And then we've also got the ovals, and then we've got the snowflakes as well, snowflake flurry as well. So those are all the new dies. Those on the floor. Right, so I'll go to my card blank. Leave you with a blank screen yet again. You can't get decent demonstrators nowadays, can you? Right, so I thought, you know, when I said about the trifold, I thought we'd actually do a bit of a wonky card, because it's nice to have something that's just a little bit different to look at. So to get this card blank, what I've done is I've taken a piece of almond hue card and I've scored it at the half fold A4, so it's an A5 card. And what I decided was that on my actual inside, I wanted my right hand bit to be 6 inches tall, because that's roughly fits in with the characters that we've got. So then working backwards, so this is, I've just trimmed it slightly because I work in inches most of the time. This is 5 3/4 inches wide, so it's a fraction, just an absolute fraction less than an A5, but the length is full A5. And then I've marked up here, I've marked to 6 3/4 inches. And then on my chopper, on my guillotine, I've just chopped right from the edge of my fold to the 6 3/4 inches. Then for my next layer, which is blue sapphire card, I've left it as its full width first of all, and then I've marked 6 1/4 inches there and cut my slope, and then I've trimmed it in width to 5 1/4 inches wide. Then this is the new super smooth hot pressed watercolour card from Phil, which is also launching on my show. And this again, I've left a full width of, cut it to be 6 inches tall, and then I've trimmed the width to be 5 inches wide. Hopefully that makes sense. So take a snapshot of my poor writing, but you'll be able to figure out. Okay, right, so we're going to work on our piece of card here. I've got some characters already coloured in, but then I do need to do some colouring in as well. So let's take my Stamp Perfect, so I can actually stamp it properly. And I'm gonna I normally stamp with I normally stamp, get with the program, Julie. I normally stamp with VersaFine Clear, because that's just the ink I use nowadays. But because I want this to dry quicker, I'm actually going to stamp with Archival. And we're going to take the Fir Tree, the biggest one. obviously the beauty of using a stamp press is that we can go back in again if it's not perfect. Now you do have to remember, which of course I don't ever, that if you're only stamping part of the tree, then you ink the right side. So, you know, my thing is that that bit's going to go on the card, so I ink that bit instead. I don't know why, but I just do. Now, when I first did this, when I did the Snow Prince one, what I did was I moved this so that the trunk was back. But if you think about your scenes, your trunks aren't going to be disappeared, are they? They're going to be visible most of the time. So you want to see that bit. I know what I'm on about. So we're going to position it about there, I think. Don't worry that that's all off, because we're talking about if you're taking a photograph and you're looking at a tree and you've got some people stood in front of it, you're not going to take the picture of the whole tree. You're only going to take the bit of the picture of the bit where the characters are. So that's what we're looking at. We're pretending this is a photograph and we're only taking a snapshot. So that's that. I didn't think about opening that, did I? Right, let's see if I can get this inked up. Now, that bit, Julia. So it's archival. Archival dries a lot quicker than the VersaFine Clear. I never remember to put a piece of copy of paper underneath. So also the ink goes on my mat. You can see I over ink all the time. I'm very heavy-handed. Right, better clean some of that up, right? Haven't I? Tissue, hopefully before it dries. Right, pull this over. Give it a really good press. I stopped using Archival for quite a while actually, especially when I discovered VersaFine Clear. But if you do want to do any cutting out, I suggest if you stamp with VersaFine Clear, you leave it till the next day before you cut it out. So when I get stamps, I do actually, you know, stamp them all out and then gradually cut them out over the next few days. Let's have a look at that. I want it to stay where it is. Yeah, that looks good to me. What's happened there? Right, okay, so that's that, and I've got some on my mat as usual. And then what we also want to do is get rid of that for a minute. Put that on there. Get that out of the way. We also want to stamp a post box, so we might as well do it while we're here. So we're doing a scene. And this is on the Snowy Extras. So it's Snow and Fir Trees and Snowy Extras. Now, you want to think about where you want to put this. So I've got a couple of characters already coloured in. So I'm having my Heidi. So she's going to come in here. And he's going to go there. So he looks like he's been in the sun actually. So this is going to come perhaps in the middle there, I think. So we get rid of them. Don't have any ink on your stamp if you're going to put them on there. I think we're all right. So that's going to go there. Then we're going to ink this up. I have found it really relaxing doing these. No, that's not true. I have found it relaxing colouring them in and stamping them. We've had a very stressful week with the non-arrival of dies and then not all the dies, and it's just been an absolute nightmare between the courier and the manufacturer. So, but we're nearly there. Let's just clean some of that. Look at the mess I make. You won't damage your stamp press. You can clean off permanent inks with something like Stays On Cleaner anyway, so, or Grime Boss, but don't tell the Oni. This is our post box. As you can see, everything's in proportion. My card was a little bit stickier as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that again. Also, remember, if you're doing a lot of stamping, at some point you might need to replace your ink pad. I'm a little bit tight and I don't tend to replace my Nocturne VersaFine Clear as often as I should. On average, I think they last about for me, about 3 months. It doesn't mean that they don't actually still stamp. They do, but you don't get the, it's not as black, the ink, as you might want it to be. Let's just put a piece of paper underneath that and move that out of the way. Right, here's our stamping, which is rather lovely. And then we need to do some colouring in, unfortunately. I might not make you watch me do all of it. Oh, no, we won't do colouring in first. What am I on? We do some masking first. Because we want it to be snowing. So, I've got a mask of the post box, which this is why, one of the reasons why I stamped in archival, so that I could put my mask on there straight away. I'm using woodware masket sheet, and we're going to pop it on floppy on the post box. And when you cut it out so it's actually just under the line or just inside the line. You don't want to have a gap when you do your stamping. Now this mask on here is being a bit naughty. I don't know if it's going to stick, but we'll see. Probably not a good idea keeping them on here because they lose the sticky on here. They're quite delicate as well, as you can see, depending on the image that you're using. Just work around it if it's not going to play. Choose an area to settle it on. Trunk. You know when you think it's a good idea to do something? That. Is that the right one? No, that's the right one, isn't it? There. I'll probably give up and just guess in a minute. That's not on perfectly, but it'll do. See, it doesn't want to stick, does it? Stay. I'll put something on it in a minute. Make it stay. Right, work quickly. Okay, so I've got some snowflakes from the, they're a mix. There's some of them are from the Snow Princess and some of them are from the Snow Prince. Like that. And I've got Stormy Sky Distress Oxide. You can use this one, or Tumble Glass is quite nice to use. And I'm just going to give it a little mist with water. And this is why we've masked, so that we can go right up to the edge. Don't put your snowflakes really close together, else it won't look natural. And then we do another one. You can see me having to do another mask of that Christmas tree, which took me ages to cut out. And then we'll grab another one down here. And we just, you don't need to fill the whole area up. Do. And the oxide will just wash off under the tap because it's only a dye-based ink. So that's that. So we can peel that off now. Put this one side and then take this one off. Where's my pokey tool? I thought it might be nice actually, going back to this stamp set. I'm going to put that in the wrong way. There's some little birdies as well, so let's stamp a little birdie. On top of the post box. And I'm doing it in archival again because I want it to dry. Him. Hopefully I've not done him so he's oh I have. That's perfect. He's so cute. That makes me happy. Right, so let's do a little bit of colouring in, unfortunately. Oh, it's going to take me ages to do that. Phil did say I'm probably not going to do all of this, let's face it, because it's going to take me a while, isn't it? Do you want me to colour in? I don't think I do. That's so funny, Phil. Right, I'll just do a little bit of colouring in. I'm going to take the dark olive. There's 2 olives that I've been using. The darker one is from set 2 and the lighter one is from set 3. Obviously set 2 is not available at the moment and won't be until September, October time. But we've got this lighter one, and the lighter one's absolutely fine, but it's quite nice too. I'm just going to do one section. I'll finish this later on because I'm not going to have you watch me do all this. So it's quite nice to take the darker section, the darker one, and add some where Trudie's put all the shady bits. I'll do some underneath here. Obviously these bits here, the snow, and it's quite nice to add quickie glue. When you finish colouring in, add a little bit of quickie glue pen to all the snowy bits and then sprinkle rainbow crystals over, which is quite nice to do. Then if we take a blending mat, you can see I've been using lots of different colours on here, and I just keep them on there until the mat's full, and then I wash it and start again, because you can just regenerate them. And for pretty much all of my colouring this time, I've been using it's a medium tip that's in set 3. I haven't been using anything else. I've been struggling with my water brushes at the moment, but this one seems to be working the best for me. So pick up a little bit, make sure your water's running on it, and then start to merge out, blend out, can you see, this colour. So you're picking up some of the darker colour and mixing it in with the lighter colour, which is quite a nice thing to do. Obviously when you pick it up again off your mat, you've still got some on here. Don't worry about going over the lines, I'll show you how to get rid of that. Although don't go over an awful lot. And blend that down. It is actually very relaxing colouring in, but when you've got a deadline it's not so relaxing. Blend that down, and then I've used one of the dark browns. I'm going outside the line again. Right, let's show you how to get rid of that. Ideally you wait for everything to be dry, then you make sure you've got a clean brush, and then you can go in to the area where you've gone over, take a bit of tissue. And because we're on this hot press card, which does take an awful lot of water, you can just blend that colour out, so you virtually don't see it. There's a little bit of a mark, but you virtually don't see it, so that means that when we put our snow on, it'll disappear altogether. See, I want to get rid of that there, where I've gone right outside the line. But don't be scared about colouring perfectly, because it's a watercolour effect anyway, so you don't need to worry about that. So obviously I'd carry on colouring in, and I'll also just I'm not going to colour in front of you. I'm just not going to do it because I want it to be lovely. And I will actually, because I'll share this later when I finished it. I will finish it today, but I've got like posts to do and orders to pick and pack, and I've got new products to put on my website. I've just got a lot to do today, but I will get it done before the show. So I won't add any down here because obviously I'm going to be colouring in down here. And when you do your snow as well, just your glitter, add a little bit of glitter underneath here, and add a bit around here, and add some glitter to the post box. So that's my stormy sky. I mean, there's so many cards that I'd like to have done, which I just haven't had time to do, because obviously most of my cards that I've made, I've had to make another one for a demo as well, so you know it's time consuming. So, going back to my card, this is what we would do. Pretend this is all coloured in. I'm sure you've got a very good imagination and you can guess what it'd be like coloured in. And then that's going to go on there like that. So there's 3D foam underneath my blue layer. Hopefully that's nice and straight and you can see it. And then we're going to take the little characters that I've got. Some of them coloured in, some aren't. So the idea is that that would be all coloured in, and Kai is going to stand next to the post box here because he's come and he's going to post his Christmas card to Heidi, because like I say, they've got a little bit of a relationship thing going on maybe. So he's got his little Christmas card in his hand there, and he's going to post that in the post box. And lo and behold, Heidi's turned up at the post box and she's got a card that she's got for Kai, but hers has got, she's got a little heart on the back, and she's a little bit embarrassed to be posting it while he's there looking. So she's going to have hers kind of behind her back a little bit, and she's going to be there. Obviously these will be grounded, they'll be on foam tape, so they won't have their little feet in the air or anything like that. So use your imagination. I mean, he could be here with his dog as well, so his dog could be on the scene and pretend it is coloured in as well. And her little cat keeps on following her everywhere, so the little cat's here as well. Maybe, I don't know. Moving around, isn't it? So hard to put things places. And then obviously we can have a sentiment. We could have on the slope, before I put all this together, I could have Merry Christmas coming in here. So where's my stamp set? There we go. So we're just going to use our imagination here. You won't be able to see properly. So I could have Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, because my stamp's dirty. Of course it is. So we could have Merry Christmas stamped on the slope there. So hopefully that's okay. I mean, I know it's not a full demonstration, but I don't want you to sit there for absolutely ages watching me colour in, and it does take a while. So I mean, I'm going to be probably an hour colouring that in, because building up your layers, making sure everything's dry before you put your next layer on. And when you're doing the areas next to it, obviously waiting for my Quickie Glue pen to dry and all that sort of stuff. But I will finish it, and I will post it when it's done. So hopefully that's okay for you. I'm going to leave you now and get on with all the stuff I need to do. Yeah, it is a nice card for a couple, but I like the story that you can kind of build around it, and you could start storybooks with the kids with this sort of thing. I mean, I just think they're absolutely fantastic stamps, and I hope for Trudie's sake that they are very successful. I can't see them not being. We are the second hour in the new Christmas event that Ho Chanda are doing. So we're launching at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and then I'm at a ridiculous time the next day. I'm at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, and then again at 11 a.m. On Friday, and then Phil takes over with his brand new collection at 6 o'clock on Friday evening, and then he's got 8 o'clock, and then he's on Saturday at 8, 12 and 4. So hopefully that's inspired you to think of the things that you could possibly do. I mean, there's just an enormous amount of scenes that you can build with these stamps. They are absolutely tremendous. Well done, Trudie. We absolutely love them in the DT. And I will see you on Ho Chanda tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.